everybody, Mike here, baseball collector, and it's Monday morning, early actually, and I thought I'd do a video real quick because I had a really cool experience yesterday. I meant to shoot this video yesterday, but I got caught up in some stuff at home and didn't get a chance to do it, so I'm doing it this morning while I got a chance before I go to work. And first thing I want to talk about is Eric, who is Those Back Pages, did a video yesterday, I think it was, where he talked about kind of why he does videos, why we do videos, and why YouTube is such a cool community. And you know, I wanted to put my 2 cents in on that. For me, it is a matter of sharing. I work hard at work. I have this collection that I spend a lot of time looking on eBay and buying things and things for me, for my collection. But in reality, it's not really, if I just had it all here and it was collecting dust and, in the dark, I mean, I don't know what point that would really be, other than it's enjoyable for me, for sure. But I really enjoy sharing it. I don't have local card shops to go hang out in and see other guys, like-minded individuals about sports cards. I have just a couple of guys here in my area that I can hang out with and talk to. When people come over to my house and hang out, they come into my card room and they're, wow, this is cool and all that, but they don't really understand. So it is really fun to share what I pick up with you guys out there in the community, because the people that watch my channel typically have a shared passion for sports cards and the history of baseball and things like that. And I like to teach people and educate people on things, because I've been doing this for a really, really long time. And I feel like it's, if I have the knowledge, I'd like to share it. And that's just the fun part to me of why I do videos. And I really enjoy the interaction with the community and people commenting, and I enjoy all of it. So I can't say anything really negative about my YouTube experience over the last few years. It's been just incredibly positive. So in terms of sharing knowledge, I had a really cool experience yesterday where I got a text in the morning while I was at church from a buddy, and he said, "Hey, do you know who Dr. Bobby Brown is?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "My wife went to an estate sale at his house yesterday and got some stuff, and there was a lot of baseball stuff." Well, no kidding. If you don't know who Dr. Bobby Brown is, he is a gentleman who was a New York Yankees player in the late 40s and early 50s. He played, I think, 6 seasons or so. He won, or was part of 4 World Series championship teams for the New York Yankees, 47 through like 53. But he was an amazing guy. I mean, I have learned a lot about him just since yesterday. And I'll tell you more about him in a second, but let me tell you kind of what happened. So I get this text from my buddy. The estate sale's last day was yesterday. And he's like, it starts at 1. So I'm like, great. So about 2 o'clock, when I had meetings at church and stuff, so I left and ran over there. It was about 10 minutes away, his house is. And so, beautiful home, by the way. And I go in, and there is, furniture and knickknacks and kitchenware and all that kind of stuff at this estate sale. It's funny, it's called an estate sale. He's not passed away yet. He's actually still alive. But I get to the back where there's all this baseball stuff, and it had been really, really picked through, because I found out that the auction had started on Friday, and apparently there were some dealers there kind of getting all the really good stuff, because Dr. Bobby Brown was not only a Yankees player in the 40s and 50s, but he became a cardiologist. He studied for his cardiology degree, or his doctorate, or becoming a doctor, a medical degree, while playing for the Yankees. He roomed with Yogi Berra on the road. I mean, just what an amazing guy, and he becomes a cardiologist for a few years, and then he becomes the vice president of the Texas Rangers for a few years, and eventually works his way up to become the president of the American League. A lot of old baseballs have his signature on them, back when they had the presidents of the leagues and the commissioner. In about 2000, those jobs were absorbed into the office of the commissioner, and there were no longer any league presidents. But Bobby Brown, Dr. Bobby Brown, was the president of the American League for about 10 years, I think. And just an amazing guy. He served in World War II. He missed a year and a half of his major league career to serve in Korea, and like not just kind of hanging out. He was in combat, and an amazing guy, just unbelievable. And so he lives here close to me, and so I went to this sale. Again, most of it had been picked through. There was a lot of books still and some other stuff. So I kind of was, you know, channeling my Dave. Giuseppe won, his name's Dave, and he kind of goes after the unusual. And I don't mean weird like weird, but just not normal. You're not buying a card. You know, he's looking for things that are kind of unique. And so I was like, this is awesome. So I call in Dave, talking to him. I'm talking to Ray from Philly. I'm like, dude, guess where I'm going? And so I got to kind of start looking through this stuff. And Dave, on the way there, he goes, yeah, I mean, gosh, if only you get as a coffee mug, that'd be pretty cool, because it was owned by Dr. Bobby Brown. And I thought that's a great perspective, just something simple. So simply put, I picked up a few things. The first thing I got was this coffee mug. I thought it was really cool because it's a Rangers item from 1996 when they won the AL West Championship. So little coffee mug sponsored by Dr. Pepper. You know, nothing big, but $2.50. And oh, by the way, yesterday was half price day, so everything was half price. So picked up a coffee mug, which is kind of neat, just something cool to have. And I drink a lot of coffee, so that's awesome. The second thing I picked up was a National Baseball Hall of Fame almanac. This is the 2015 edition, and it's a really great book. In here, it's got cool profiles on every player in the Hall of Fame, and of course, I'm a Hall of Fame guy, so this will be something really cool to go through and kind of learn more about Hall of Fame players as I'm getting cards of them, and I want to share with you guys kind of insights into their careers and stuff. I just thought this would be a great reference for me as I'm doing that. The third thing I got, by the way, that book was $2.50, so that was pretty good. I got to move some stuff around here. The third thing I got 4 things total. Third thing I got was this really cool, I'm going to try to show it without the glare. Whenever there was Hall of Fame inductions, they would have portraits of these players and everything done, and they would give these kind of cool presentation things for the pictures in here. By the way, there's a cool picture of Bobby Brown. He's right here. And I think this is, I think that's Ralph Kiner. I'd love somebody to tell me who that is. I think it's Hall of Famer Ralph Kiner, but this was in there too, this 8x10 photograph. And then inside of this honking thing is 2 pictures. Let's see if I can, and over here is a really cool picture of all the people at the 1990 Hall of Fame induction. It's the 51st anniversary, and there's just a ton of players and stuff on that. Everybody pretty much that was at the induction ceremony that was currently in the Hall of Fame is there, and there's guys like Stan Musial and Roy Campanella and certainly a lot of guys that have passed away now. It's just a really cool thing, and Dr. Bobby Brown is in that picture. And then over here is another picture, but I don't know who any of these people are. A couple of priests, and you know, who knows. But just a really cool presentation piece that was his from the Hall of Fame induction in 1990. I just thought that was $17. I just thought that was really kind of a neat piece of history. I don't think, you know, it's something that I can get signed by a lot of people because most of the people on there are deceased, but it's just a neat little piece. And then the fourth thing that I got is not even for me. So I'm there and I find this item and I call, I'm like, okay, it's an Oakland A's item, first of all. And so who do we think of when we think of Oakland A's? I was thinking of Tony, psyched on baseball cards, and I was thinking of Smitty. And so I'm like, I don't have their phone numbers. How do I get a hold of them? Because I can't just sit around and wait all day. And so I called Nate, Tops 85 401, and he and Smitty are buddies, and they've hung out. So he had Smitty's number. I said, hey, get Smitty on the phone. So he three-way called Smitty, and we finally got a hold of Smitty. And I said, hey, I found this cool Oakland A's item. Do you want it? After talking a little bit about it and giving them some details, he said yes. He PayPal'd me some money, and I went and bought it. And so what it is this bat. And it's a Louisville Slugger bat, black. And it commemorates the Oakland A's American League Championship in 1990. Of course, this is a team that lost to the Cincinnati Reds in the World Series. But you can see, as I rotate the bat around, it's got facsimile signatures or kind of embossed names of all the players and coaches that were on that team. And I just think it's a really cool, if you're an Oakland A's fan, this would be a really neat piece to have. I'm kind of just going slow, so because Smitty hasn't seen this yet, I'm going to ship it out to him today or tomorrow. And so there's Mark McGwire. I think it's really cool when you get to the, where is it? Here it is. So there's Tony La Russa's, embossing, and it's in green, which is kind of cool. The rest of them are in gold, but you got Dave Stewart and just so many amazing players. Ricky Henderson is on here. I can't remember where he is, but there you go. So this is for Smitty. He answered the phone. He said he wanted it, so I got this for him. It's really cool. They wanted $150 for it, and basically half of that would have been $75, and then I said, well, that's a little too much, so they went down to $60, which I thought was great, and that's a pretty good deal for something like that. And I thought it was neat, and it was still there because we're in Texas, and so we hate the Oakland A's, so nobody would buy it here. So it was still available, and I was able to get that for Mr. Smitty. So I'm excited to do that for people. That's kind of fun when you can find stuff that doesn't fit in your collection, but it certainly could work for someone else. So there you go. What a cool experience. Again, Dr. Bobby Brown's still alive. His birthday is actually the same day as mine, which is October 25th. So that's coming up here soon. I think he'll be 95 on his birthday. I'll be 45. So he's 50 years older than me. And just an amazing guy. Go read about Dr. Bobby Brown if you haven't ever heard of him before. And just there you go. That was a cool experience, getting to go to his house and rummage through his things and pick a few items that are going to be part of my collection. And that's just pretty nifty. A good experience. So there you go, guys. I'm done. Long video, I know, but just had to share that story and thought you guys would enjoy it. So hope everybody has a great week. It's freezing cold here. 42 degrees. It was 81 yesterday. It's 42 today. Rainy and yucky. No golf for me this week. So, bleh. But have a wonderful week, everybody, and keep collecting.